It looks like we're live. I don't know how to get this off the screen. There we go. So, hello, welcome. For me, it's a good morning. I am Priestess LaMeel. For you, those of you who are new here, I teach on manifesting money, magic, spirituality, sensuality, and high vibrational living. And so it's been a while since I've done a money in the way of credit video. And so I am going to answer a couple of questions here because my program, some of you who have been with me a long time know that I had a program. It started off as credit empowerment, as a course, and then it became a full-blown program called Credit to Wealth, and blossomed into a business called Wealth Empowerment, of which I have now sold. So I no longer have that company. However, my programs and my technique for tackling and dealing with credit issues and things like that are still my proprietary information. And so some of you are in my monthly Credit to Wealth program, and you've seen that it's going through changes, one of which is the name. The name is now Financially Lit because one, lit in the terms of the slang, right? But also being financially, having some financial literacy is very important when you're manifesting, when you're leveling up, when you are trying to live your best life and do the shit that you love to do, and you know, if you can attract the money but you don't know what to do with it so that the money is making money for you, it's a problem. If you've got great credit but you don't have any sources of income, you don't have streams of income, then the amount of credit that's going to be issued to you is going to be limited still, despite your high credit, right? Or you're going to end up with a few lines that are pretty large, but you're going to overextend yourself and not be able to make those payments in time, which are going to negatively impact your credit. So, you guys like my shirt? It says Nap Queen because I've been sleeping like every day for the last 2 days, and I am here all day, I should say, for the last couple of days. So today I am sitting out here and I'm going to give all of you guys like the real, you know, makeup lists, good on all the topics, all the subjects, everything that needs to be done. You're getting it right here today, now. So, it's so hot. I'm drinking frozen water, which I like my water room temperature all year round, but it's been so incredibly hot that I cannot handle it. So anyway, that being said, I don't want it to drip on me. Today, as part of the Financially Lit Academy, I come in once a month and we do Q&As. And so while we're in this transition, we're not having a Q&A this month, but there are some very specific things that some new members are asking about that I want to address. One being trade lines, two being collections, right? So I want to be very, very clear. If you have collections on your account, and you pay them, it will not improve your credit score. Paying your collections will not improve your credit score unless they are removed as collections, okay? So paying your collections will not improve your credit score unless they are removed from your report. So should I pay my collections? No. You shouldn't do anything that is not going to have a positive impact in this area on your credit report. So should you pay your collections? No. Unless you are able to get a paid per deletion and then you want to pay that, and have it removed from your credit report, which you need to have in writing. If you are in the financially lit program, the letters are there for you. Okay? And but don't pay them. Don't pay them and then wait 30 to 45 days and then send us a message and go, I paid my collections, and they're going to refer you to this video. Why? Because just don't fucking do it. It's not going to benefit you. But the collections are there, so either you're going to wait for them to drop off, you're going to dispute them, or you are going to do a pay per deletion. Those are your options, not just pay. That's not an option, okay? Because it's not going to improve your fucking score, so it's a waste of time. So I want to be clear, because a lot of people are asking, I have all these collections, what do I do? You start with the dispute process. Well, I want to buy a house in 6 months. That's great. So then do the dispute process and make sure that you are notarizing. Make sure you are sending it certified mail. Make sure you have the proper paperwork. Make sure you're doing the things that are in the program that eliminates you from getting stall letters, the stall tactics being applied to you, stops you from not getting the responses that you can. This plant, it twitched me inside. It's been real finicky, and it's getting all these yellow leaves. So anyway, don't pay it unless you have sent a pay per deletion. Some pay per deletions you can call and make those requests. If you are in a situation, and I last year had a few people in situations where getting stuff notarized was a hassle, that's fine. You need to deal with the fucking hassle. Having fucked up credit is a hassle. Having fucked up credit and not being able to meet your goals is a hassle, right? So if you are aligning yourself with fixing your credit, then you need to be willing to inconvenience yourself to get the fucking letter signed, so that you no longer have to endure this inconvenience. And this is an important point, because my team and I had a few clients last year who, just because of where they live, it was an inconvenience. And when we tried to go around the act of getting your stuff notarized and was just sending certified letters, there was delays. The stall tactics still came in. You know what I'm saying? And although these clients were able to reach their goal, it affected the timeline. It affects your fucking timeline when they stall you. You can't crush that, right? Unless you're doing a rapid rescore, and you gotta pay for that. And you already have to have everything else taken care of, even to do a rapid restore. So the cat is begging to go inside. So so there's that. Don't let something so small impede your big goal, right? So this may mean that you got to take a cab, you got to take a Uber, you got to take a bus, you got to go out, you got to deal with people, you got to wait in the line, you got to do whatever the fuck you have to do. There are also online paid notaries, right? And you have to find them, because no, there is no list of them in the program. Now, I just pointed to my assistant, and maybe we'll do that. But between now and that happening, this is about you. This is about your future. This is about who you're trying to be, where you're trying to go. And the reason that you're in the situation you're in right now is because you couldn't be inconvenienced to be aware. You couldn't be inconvenienced to learn. You couldn't be inconvenienced to do. You couldn't go without this so that you could pay for that, right? That's how you got into this situation. So it's time to step out of what is comfortable and convenient and do the damn thing. It is time for you to fucking be inconvenienced, get your shit notarized, send it certified. If you are crunched on time, send that shit overnight. Okay, so that you crush the time, and then you can stay on track or ahead of your timeline. It's a huge thing. Every one of them ended up in a position to be able to do, but some of them, it took months to get the traction because of the stall tactics, because they just wouldn't be inconvenienced to notarize. So, and people in more rural areas seem to have more of an issue than those people in the city. But it's worth the inconvenience. Okay, so now let's move on to something that is a point of interest for a lot of people, and I have had multiple views on it throughout my career in teaching on credit. This is awful, Lauren. So if you are in Financially Lit Academy, you are going to get a list of paid trade lines that are company lines of credit that total like well over 60 grand, plus a technique on the shopping cart, how to get pre-approvals. The 68 grand are all guaranteed lines. Most of them, all of them work on your standard credit. Not all of them work on with people who are using CPNs. Excuse me. So you have that. Like if you are right now in the 400s, you're in the 300s, and you need this. If you bought something and you took a dip and you need, a spike in your score, you have access to all these places, and you're going to apply, and they're going to charge you. Okay? But look at it as your annual credit card fee. Look at it as an investment into creating the future you want to create. People get in there, they buy it, and then they go, oh my God, I got to pay annual fees, or I have to do this up front. Yes, because we were not educated prior to, right? So it is what it is. But these no hard pulls, your current credit situation doesn't matter, and some of us need that. Shit, I needed that, right? That's why you guys have access to it, is because that's what I needed, that's what I had, that's what I used. It works, but it costs, right? And there's a lot of you in the programs, a lot of us out there that are cash rich and credit poor. So you need to reprioritize and put your cash into building your credit, so that you can be both cash rich and credit rich, right? So that course, and I'm having this small epiphany. So in my programs, people who want to access courses that are part of a program usually can do that if they pay a premium for that program. And of course, the premium is relatively high, and it really doesn't make sense to access or purchase the program without purchase the course and not be in the program. But to each its own. Financially Lit is not that way, right? And the reason is because my focus is on, manifesting and magic and spirituality and sensuality and high vibrational living. And to do all of those things, and to really be able to invest yourself and your time in the training and the learning and the meditating and having a stress-free life, in transforming your home environment into a high vibrational environment, you've got to have money. You've got to have access to credit. You've got to have income. So the way that I address that now is I have Boss Bitch Business School. And so all of my previous programs, including the income empowerment, is included in that program. Everything that is credit and wealth building is in Financially Lit. So all of your credit, trade line information, investing, buying smaller stocks, buying, you know, how to deal with your 401k, buying gold, buying silver, real estate, is in both of those programs, but that's how you now get my financial information. It's between those two. And there are a few people who have registered for Boss Bitch Business School who are not women, and as long as you are a lover of women on any level, you are welcome. But just know that this is about being a boss bitch and building a business and a brand that I did with $0, you know, into a multi-million-dollar brand. I mean, and I did that by myself with 8 kids, and you know, often having to live off of the money I was making instead of being able to invest in all of the things and the techniques and the apps and everything that I used to come out of that. So that being said, we're going back to Tradelines. So you can get the Tradeline program. My daughter is now looking at me, but you can get the Tradeline program. As I release this video, I will make that Tradeline program available if you want it, okay, outside of the academy. But it will pay a premium. It makes more sense to get into the academy. Now, my battery is low. So, okay, stop being long-winded, right? So, Tradelines in terms of buying a Tradeline, being an AU. If you are in a hurry, if you have other issues, if you are more cash rich than credit rich, and you have some income that you can put into it, then yes, you can buy a Tradeline. And we have a broker forum through Financially Lit in which you can buy Tradelines. Tradelines start at $500. Now, there's not usually a lot of them available at $500 because people are in there every day. We maintain a minimum of 200 Tradelines, sometimes 300, but they are on a first come first served basis, right? So I'm gonna put the link below here. If you want to schedule a time to talk to someone, myself or someone on my team, about getting a Tradeline, you need to be ready to purchase, right? Why? Because tomorrow, I can't promise you that that Tradeline's gonna be available. Whatever we send you in that moment is what's available in that moment, right? So how it works is you tell us what your credit situation is. So we're going to be able to tell you if you need something with more years, or you need something with more dollars, or you need something with both. You're going to tell us what your budget is. We take that, we put it into our system of 300 available Tradelines. All of our Tradelines have perfect pay history, and they stay on your report for approximately 2 months, which is like 50 to 56 days, okay? And then there are a few that will stay for 4 months. So, so there's that. But they all have perfect pay history. They all stay on, they will all stay on your credit for at least 2 months. Some will stay on 4 months. And we put that into our system. It will give us a list that we will then text to you or email, your preference, and you can see what's available. If you see something you like, you simply press the button, you send us a message. How do you order? You send the money to our business account through Zelle, and we reserve the Tradeline for you, and we get on the phone with you, and we get all of your information. And of course, that list shows you the statement date, which is around the time you're added to that card, and then the post date, right? In order for us to verify that it's been posted, you do have to have some type of credit monitoring system, because we ask you for the username and password so that we can log in and check and ensure that it actually has posted to your account. Once that's done, then during the posting period, we will be in touch with you to confirm that it actually has hit your score. once it's hit your report, that is your time period to start applying for your own lines of credit, right? Don't just go and apply for the apartment, because it's not going to give you any additional lines of credit, because this is going to eventually fall off, and when it falls off, your score is going to go down a little bit. So you want to be applying not just for the car, not just for the apartment or the house. You need to be applying for your own lines of credit, and we do help you with that. And if you are part of the Financially Lit Academy, you can get in the monthly forums, ask questions. You can email us very specific things to your situation and your accounts, and we will answer them. That's my little, my grandbaby is here. So that's it. You want to get Tradelines, and if you can afford it, then definitely go with it. If not, use the other Tradelines that are pre-approved, guaranteed company, lines of credit, which means you can only use them with the company or website company that issued it for you, which doesn't even matter, because the point is you just want it to show on your score. So it's very, very effective, but a trade line is sometimes faster and less expensive. Why? Because to get the $68,000 in guaranteed lines, will cost you hundreds of dollars through the different companies that are available, whereas buying a trade line that has perfect pay history may cost you between $500 and $700, and you know exactly when it's going to hit, and you don't have to pay for that monthly. You get in there, you get it, you do what you need to do, and then you get out. So that is it. Trade lines and do not pay collections are your messages for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.